Hey, my name is Chenny from Goldfinger Holdings. I am the product manager of TestRay app inside Jira. Welcome to today's micro webinar. Today, I'm going to talk about updating test case structure by using our move and copy feature inside TestRay. You see, for any testing team, how to organize your test cases, or in other words, the test case structure is so important because the same structure will be presented in your execution phase in test plan or cycle. So all the test cases need to be organized in a logic way. So when we execute, we usually execute from top to the bottom because all these test cases may be related and somehow have some kind of relationships. So that's why to maintain test case structure is quite important. So to do that, testing team need to update the test case structure very frequently. So in today's webinar, I will show how easy and convenient it can be done inside our TestRay app. First of all, let me just launch a project with my test cases here already organized. So I want to update them. So for example, here for the first test suite, I have total of 470 test cases. And if I add it, you will see the tree structure of my test cases. So in the previous webinars, I showed you how to, change the order of your test cases by drag and drop. It's quite simple. And even more, you can just drag and drop a single test case to a different sub-suite. So this operation is used very frequently for the team, but it is not enough. So let's say sometimes we want to move a couple of test cases to a new location, right? We need to do multiple movement. So inside TestRay, you can simply choose the ones you want to move and then use our book operation here, move or copy, and then choose the target. You can move them in between this same test suite, or you can move them to a new test suite. This time, let me just move these test cases out and put them to root test suite 2, and then move it. You see, once the move is down, the source is disappeared. And then if I go back to here, and then find my root test suite, and then open it, you will see the 4 test cases moved from source. And sometimes you say, we may want to move a folder like this week. Let's see, requirement issue need to be moved into a new location. So inside TestRay, it is quite simple. You can just find your subsuite and then use this move or copy option. Click on that. And even more, you can move them as a root test suite. It will be a separate test suite listed in the page. Let me do the move. And then you see the requirement is gone. And then if I go back to view all my test suite, you see here requirement issue with 39 test cases be moved to this top level. So this is quite useful. Sometimes we need to move our test cases out from our test case repository, and then we just assign it to some tester, or we want to do some modification, right? Like this way, I want to update the summary, something like that. And then once the test case updating is done, after reviewed, and then we may want to merge this single suite to your test case repository. So you also can do that. Use our move and copy option here, move it back to TestRay app or test cases. Let's do the move. You see, it has been disappeared from this page. And then if you go to this way, and then you see the requirement issue, it has been listed here. So definitely you also can reorder your subsuite by drag and drop like this way. Or the folder with its test cases will be moved. And then if I refresh, you see the requirement issue folder has been displayed here. All these operations can be done like this way to reorganize your test cases. Think about another scenario. You see, sometimes our test cases are shared between teams or between products or between projects. Means, let's say here for this TestRay app or test cases, I want it to be listed in a different project because in other project, maybe they will use the same set of test cases for execution. So how we can do that? We can use our move and copy option as well. Let's make an example here. In this project, I don't have any test suite here, but I want to just copy some test cases or copy the test case repository from other project because the test case can be shared. So here you can choose this move and copy option. And you see here, you can choose project. Let me say I want to copy my test cases to this test case repository project. I can simply do like this way and then use this. This time I don't want to use move because I want to keep two set of my test cases and the structure. Let me do the copy now. It will take some time to copy the entire test case structure, the test cases, all the information. It is down. You see, the source is still here. But if I go to the target project and then refresh, you see, TestRay app all test cases, exactly same here for 66 test cases. If I go back to check my test case, you see the same tree structure and the same set of test cases. But remember that it will not duplicate your test cases. It just duplicates the structure of your test cases. All these test cases, you see the issue key FRS is still from the source project. Okay, think about that now in the new project, test case repository project. I want to create a plan and I want to choose my test cases from this project. It is quite simple. You can just use create button here, create a test plan like regression test app regression testing, and then create. Now let me just open this test plan and then here add a test suite. You see, even in this project, I don't have actual test case issues here, but still I can see the test case structure and all the test cases from a different project. In this case, let's see, I just want to add part of test cases here, like this way, and then click on the OK button. You see those test cases are added in the plan. So if I add a cycle for execution, regression cycle, and add, and then let me start and go back to my cycle and test the suite view. You see here, the test case structure from this project is added here. It's quite simple, and you can also do something like this way. So this is our move and copy feature to help user to easily, move or copy test cases between subsuite, between test suite, between project and even more, like between different teams, products is quite simple. And let me check one more time here. You see, in this case, I want to copy these test cases to a new location. I mean, in the root test suite, I can simply do like this way, move and copy. This is also the bulk operation. Find your target and then move it this time. Okay, now there are only 2 test cases left here. But if you go back to this root test suite 1, open it, you will see the 2 test cases are just moved. So this is quite easy, and this is quite important and useful for any testing team. And if you want to drag and drop a folder, it's quite simple. Doing something like this, you see, the structure has been reorganized. So this is our move and copy feature. I mean, inside your test suite or test case repository, you can either move a single test case or move a couple of test cases, or you can even move a folder inside the same test suite or cross projects. It's quite easy and convenient. Yeah, that's pretty much for today's webinar. And if you have any question or you want to learn more about our product, feel free to reach out to us at sales@goldfingerholdings.com. Again, thanks for joining, and I hope you have a rest of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye.